This is State Representative Jeffrey Elmore, and I want to welcome you to the first weekly session update of the 21-22 biennium, the new General Assembly. It's very exciting, and we are hitting the ground running with session. I'm going to give you a few highlights of what happened in the House this week and talk to you a little bit about something that happened at the State Board of Education. First, we had to do a major appropriations bill. The House filed HB 42 and the Senate filed a companion bill, HB 36. And as a full appropriations chair, we began work on this. This is dealing with the corona relief money that came down from Washington. It was the relief package that Congress passed in December. And those federal dollars have been sent to us. And basically what this bill does is it's like receiving a gift. And we say, yes, we would like your gift. And there are some specific guidelines that we have to follow in distribution of the money and also what the expenditures of the money can go towards. So we built off of our last corona relief bill in the format. So some highlights of this include we clarified the issue with what was called the GREAT grants, which dealt with rural broadband. And this was about $39 million that was sent to, through grants, sent to companies for expansion of broadband in rural areas. We've got that language clarified, working with the governor's office, to where those grant monies can be expended to these companies so we can start seeing lines get in the ground. We also appropriated $1.6 billion, that's not million, but $1 billion in additional monies that will go directly down to the schools, traditional schools, LEAs, also charter schools and non-public schools to deal with reaction to corona. And the uses for those can vary greatly. So there will be resources available as some of these systems have not opened up. So as they are attempting their open up efforts to assist with that, which many of ours already have and have expended funds to be able to have the sanitizing equipment, additional personnel, various things. But $1.6 billion was sent down to our LEAs. Basically, we accepted the money, and the money will be filtering down within the next month. Also, there was $95 million that we appropriated the federal dollars that dealt with vaccine distribution. As we know in the district, vaccine distribution is not really, the plan has not fully worked statewide. And what concerns me is with our aging population that is in District 94, the folks that truly need the vaccine are finding difficulty getting it. What this money will do is aid in the distribution. This is not to purchase more vaccines. It is actually working on mechanisms to get the vaccine distribution more effective and quicker. So hopefully there will be some relief there. Also, another issue that's been affecting the district is rental assistance. The folks were still under the moratorium issued by the governor that folks do not have to pay rent. And what this does, it appropriates $546 million for rental assistance through the HOPE program, where a renter can apply for rental assistance that then the check would go to the landlord. And I talked with one of the landlords in my district, and he has a couple of renters that are applying for this. So this will be an additional shot of money to help that program so we can stop the cycle of rent not being paid and try to get folks back on their feet. Also, a bill that we did that was separate from our coronavirus relief bill was HB 4, and this deals with the ABC permitting to bars. What happened was many of the bars have had to close because of the governor's executive orders, unable to open, but yet the bills were still sent to them for the renewal of their license. So, and which can be several $1,000s for a small business owner. So the bill was still due even though you were not allowed to open. We just did not feel like that worked. And what this bill does is clarify that we're giving an extension to those bills having to be paid while we are still under these lockdown conditions for the bars. This should be some relief for our small business owners that are maintaining bars all across the state. Very important in high tourism areas of the state. Also, a little side note that I wanted to talk to you about. It's very interesting. This week there was a discussion about the social studies curriculum. Basically an adoption of the rewrite of the curriculum, which happens in a rotation every 5 years at the State Board of Education. And Governor Cooper's appointees have really been pushing, including some very interesting subjects that should be taught in the history curriculum, basically, K-8, dealing with equity, inclusion, justice, things of that nature. There had been very quality discussions going on between the Republican members of the State Board and also the new State Superintendent, Catherine Truitt, on this, and they were working through it. And it was amazing. Our new elected Lieutenant Governor, Mark Robinson, a very passionate social conservative, is on the state board, and he wanted to inject into the conversations. Well, the meeting was scheduled at a time that he was unable to attend because he presides over the Senate, and they were at session at the time. Then he still communicated his ideas via letter to the state board in opposition, that history should be history, and that the United States of America is not an innately racist nation. He made some very good points, and as you know, Mark Robinson is the first elected African American to the Lieutenant Governor's office, a very strong social conservative from Greensboro. After this exchange, WRAL published an editorial cartoon which had an elephant which had a KKK hood on the elephant, and said that the Republicans were marking out the new social studies curriculum, basically targeting the words that our first elected African American Lieutenant Governor said. I'm very proud of our Lieutenant Governor. He held a press conference to address this and to talk about the hypocrisy of our media currently. And I posted some information about that on my Facebook page, to where you can see his press conference and what he spoke about. You can actually see the image in the press conference, and also an online petition that the House Republicans are putting together to support our Lieutenant Governor in his efforts. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes, and I know that was outside the legislative building, but I wanted to share. I hope you enjoy the new format of the weekly session update, and I look forward to giving you an update next week. We'll be very busy, probably addressing school opening next week. That bill was going through the Senate this week and kind of hit a snare, and they will be addressing it again on Tuesday. But look forward to speaking with you.